All right, so diving in today, and we're looking at a story that kind of blends, that Bollywood drama with this community that's, well, they're dedicated to protecting nature. It's been going on for centuries.
Yeah.
You might know the name Salman Khan, been in the news a bit.
Right.
But we're going beyond all that, going to take a look at the Bishnoi community. They're often called the world's first environmentalists.
It's a bold statement.
It is,
When you
well,
really dig into their history, though,
yeah.
it's hard to disagree with. It's not like this is some new fad for them either, this environmentalism. It's
Oh,
like woven into their faith, goes back centuries.
yeah, I'm really interested to unpack this. This is like a connection with nature that, I mean, it was run so deep. It's almost like a blueprint for like how we should be living.
I agree.
So how far back are we talking, like origins?
We gotta go way back, 15th century, to a leader named Guru Jampeshwar. This is, back when protecting trees and wildlife, it wasn't exactly a popular idea.
No.
But this guy, he was way ahead of his time.
It's just incredible to think all those centuries ago, he was talking about the importance of nature in a way that, I don't know, it resonates even more today.
Oh, for sure. And his teachings, they highlight this really interesting concept he called the Oju Mandal. It was basically this protective layer in the atmosphere shielding us from the sun's rays.
Hold on. Are we talking about, is this the ozone layer?
It is.
But that wasn't scientifically discovered until like 1913,
But
right?
correctly.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Like he had this intuitive understanding of the natural world.
Yeah, he did. And it wasn't just like a theory to him. It was tied directly to how the Bishnoi lived their lives, their respect for every living thing. It's all there, enshrined in the 29 tenets of their faith. The 20 plus 9, hence Bishnoi.
Okay, so unpack that a bit because we've got this amazing figure advocating for trees, for wildlife way back in the 15th century. And his teachings, they're still shaping how the Bishnoi community lives today. But how do these tenets, these 29, how do they actually play out in their everyday lives?
So it's not about just a list of rules. It's about compassion, living sustainably, and it's deeply rooted in their culture. Like you'll find Bishnoi mothers, they'll breastfeed orphaned baby animals.
I've seen those pictures.
Yeah,
And it's just like chills down your spine.
incredible.
Because it's one thing to say, oh, yeah, I believe in this,
Mhm.
but to actually live it with that dedication,
Absolutely.
that's something else. And it's not just about those individual acts, is it?
No.
The Bishnoi community, they have this history of like extraordinary sacrifice to protect what they believe in.
Yeah, they do. And when we talk about sacrifices, there's one story that really, it just shows their commitment, the story of Amrita Devi.
I mean, this is one of those stories that everybody should know. So, like, what?
Yeah.
Set the scene for us.
Okay, so it's 1730, and this Maharaja, he wants to cut down all these Khejri trees,
Yeah.
right? He needs the wood for his palace. And when his soldiers show up, they're met with, well, resistance. There's this Bishnoi woman, Amrita Devi, and she plants herself in front of a tree, hugging it, and she refuses to let them cut it down.
Wow.
And her daughters, they do the same thing, and then more Bishnoi, they join in, each one hugging a tree, and they knew what would happen, they knew the risks,
Yeah.
but they did it anyway. And in the end, 363 Bishnoi, including Amrita Devi and her daughters, they gave their lives to protect those trees.
It's just, I can't even imagine that level of conviction.
Yeah.
Like they were willing to die for what they believed in. And I know you said trees, but it feels like it was about something bigger.
It absolutely was. It speaks to how deep their faith runs, their connection to nature. And you're right, it's not just this one story. Fast forward to 1996, you've got Nihal Chand Bishnoi. He died protecting black bucks from poachers. Their dedication, it extends to all creatures, and they've shown time and time again they'll stand up for what they believe in, even if it's dangerous.
Yeah, that's powerful. And this isn't just ancient history, right? Like this commitment to protecting nature, it's still a part of the Bishnoi community today.
Oh, absolutely. It didn't end with these acts of sacrifice. The Bishnoi, they continue to inspire. Take P. Ram Bishnoi, for example. For the last 30 years, he's been fighting legal battles to protect black bucks all over India.
That's amazing. So he's using the legal system to protect those same animals the Bishnoi consider sacred.
Exactly. He's not just fighting poachers. He's trying to change how we think about conservation, And the thing is, he's not alone in this. There was that story about the mechanic who was so moved by this baby deer trying to nurse from its mother who had died. It impacted him so much, he dedicated his life to saving animals, rescuing them, taking care of injured and orphaned animals.
Wait, I think I read about him. Didn't he rescue over 2,000 animals?
He did. And he's just one example. There are tons of stories just like his. Ordinary Bishnoi people doing these incredible things. And it all goes back to the values of their faith.
Right, like you don't have to be some famous activist or a politician to make a difference. Sometimes it's those everyday acts of kindness, that respect for every living thing that can really bring about change. But it's not all about the environment, right? I mean, the Bishnoi, they're making waves in other areas too.
You're right. Their success, it goes way beyond environmentalism. You see it in sports, in politics, all over. Take Ravi Bishnoi, for example. He's only 23, and he's already a huge name in cricket, one of the top bowlers in the world. And he's talked about how his Bishnoi upbringing, how it gave him the discipline, the work ethic he needed to get where he is.
Love that. And it's not just in sports either. We've got Kieran Bishnoi, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, wrestling. She's amazing.
She's incredible, and her story becoming a champion, I mean, it really embodies that Bishnoi spirit.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't come from privilege. Her determination, her drive to overcome obstacles, it's inspiring.
It's like those core values, a discipline, respect, that harmony with nature. It translates, into this incredible resilience.
Yeah.
And they adapt. And it's not just sports either. Remember Bhajan Lal Bishnoi?
There's 3 terms as the chief minister of Haryana,
Yeah.
a major figure in Indian politics, and his story, I think it challenges some assumptions people might have, shows that the Bishnoi community, they're not like limited to one thing. They're making an impact everywhere.
It's pretty amazing to see, a community so rooted in tradition, but they're also so successful in like navigating modern life.
Right.
It's not just about preserving their way of life, they're thriving. Makes you wonder, what if everybody, even just a fraction of your commitment to protecting nature,
That's the question Dr. Bindra asks in his lecture, and it's a big one. Imagine the Bishnoi leading the way on global environmental issues.
Wow.
What if their values, the sustainability, the respect for all life, what if that was how we made decisions? All of us.
It's like a vision of the world where harmony with nature, it's not just something we say, it's real. Their story shows us that, we don't have to wait for some big gesture or, I don't know, some international agreement to make a difference. Real change. It starts with what we do, how we choose to live each day.
That's it. What if we all just took a page from their book? Maybe it's planting a tree, cutting down on plastic, or just, I don't know, supporting organizations that share our values.
Right.
Every little thing matters.
It all adds up. Every action, no matter how small, it creates a ripple effect.
It does.
And you never know who you might inspire.
Think about those Bishnoi mothers breastfeeding those orphaned animal. Such a powerful image, of compassion. It goes beyond culture, speaks to, I think, our shared humanity and our responsibility to care for this planet, all the creatures on it.
So as you go about your day-to-day, think about the Bishnoi community and their incredible story.
Yeah.
What's one small thing you can do? What seed of inspiration can you plant today? Because you never know, it might grow into something amazing.